This is our 2004 Jeep Liberty with a rooftop tent and 8-foot awning attached to the side. Inside it has a standard manufacturer interior, seats 4 adults, and is fairly roomy inside for the size of the vehicle. It has a touch screen stereo that is Bluetooth enabled. Additionally, you could watch movies on there too if you have an SD card. Also, it has 4-wheel drive and a backup camera, and the backup camera is enabled once you put the car in reverse. The lever here allows you to put the car into 4-wheel drive once the car is either stopped or in neutral. The glove compartment holds additional equipment, including tire pressure gauge and utility tool and some flashlights. Here's the back seat and also a fire extinguisher connected to the rear. Additionally, you can utilize the blow-up mattress for an additional person here that could sleep in here, a child or small adult. Okay, onto the back where the stove is, and the counter attached to the tailgate can be slid out. As you can see here, you can attach a trash can. The refrigerator is a 20-liter portable mini refrigerator, just like any other refrigerator. It does have a compressor and can be set temperature-wise here. It can get down to freezing, so if you wanted to utilize ice cream or any other perishables, you can do that. Also, there's a coffee pot, percolator style, and coffee mugs, in addition to some camping utensils and cookware as well, pots and pans. Also, there's a collapsible bucket that can be utilized for washing dishes. Additionally, there's a cutting board located here, thin style, and then the utensils organizer with can opener and forks and knives and things like that. Under the grill of the camp stove is located the attachment for the propane, just a 1-pound propane container that you can attach and fire up the stove. And here's all the storage for the equipment. Side here, you'll notice the solar controller. It has 2 USB ports that can also give you additional power to charge phones. And on the roof of the tent is located the solar power panel, and that's connected to the solar power controller. It doesn't need to be touched at all or worried too much about. Rear passenger side, you'll notice the connection for the refrigerator, and it's just a cigarette lighter style. Another cigarette lighter in the front is the on and off button for the rear light of the tailgate at night if you wanted to use that. Now to the awning. First things first, just unstrap it and then unzip all the way down. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 straps to just unstrap those. Sometimes there can be water if it rained the day before that can accumulate inside, so just be aware of that. And once you get to the end, it'll spill out, as you can see here. Just unravel the tent. It's fairly lightweight, so it's not too difficult to handle. It has 2 aluminum legs that pull out underneath the tent. So once you get those pulled out, now you can just unravel the actual tent fabric itself. And then there are 2 connections on either side at the end that you'll see here that you can connect the legs. Deploying the tent, as you can see, is a little tricky sometimes when you're by yourself, but it can be done. It's better to have 2 people just to keep things from falling over while you're trying to attach the legs, especially on a windy day or a slightly windy day. So it's better to always have 2 people to do that. if possible. At the base of the connector, you can see here, it's got a cotter pin and a hole, and you just place that in there so it's locked in. And then that'll help keep it stable once it's fully deployed. And then also you'll notice that there's some Velcro attachments that go to the sidebars once those two cotter pins are installed. The legs also are adjustable, and they can go in and out just by twisting. So if it gets stuck, just twist one way or the other. I think it's counterclockwise to loosen and clockwise to tighten. And then, like I said, the Velcro straps are underneath the actual fabric, and they attach right to the side arms on either side of the tent. Next is the awning room that can be attached to it, and basically just pulling that out of the bag, spreading it out. Look for it's kind of hard at first to know which side goes where, but if you notice here, this side is the only one that looks like this, and there is an attachment here that it slides into this rail. Try to feed that in as much as possible, and then on the other side you'll notice a zipper. You just attach that just like any other zipper and zip it right through. One note that I found difficult was trying to do it one side or the other at once. Then you end up having to go back and start over. So I do a little bit at a time on this side near the vehicle, and then on the other side zip it through. Otherwise, unless you have two people doing it. If you're doing it by yourself, it's a little tough. But if you have two, one person can hold it while the other one feeds it, and then you can zip it at the end. Once you finish that, you'll notice that it has 5 clips, and then they just snap right on. Be careful to keep your fingers out of the way, because they can pinch and it doesn't feel good. So those snap on to the poles. And then at the bottom, there's an area where you can peg it into the ground. And then around the car, just fit as much as you can. Then for privacy, if you want to let the privacy walls down, you can do that as well on all 3 sides. And then inside, you'll notice it's fairly roomy. You can use it for just a staging area, changing, a living area, or sleeping. And I've had this thing in some pretty strong winds, up to 25 miles an hour, and it held up pretty good. So hopefully that's not the case, but it will keep you dry and can be a good way to use as a tent. Next is the deployment of the actual rooftop tent. And you can notice there's just 4 straps, 2 in the back, 2 in the front. You just let those out, and then or detach them, and then just basically the tent has hydraulic arms, and it goes up by itself. Once it's fully deployed, then you'll reach inside, and you can use, sometimes if you open the car door, you can step up and pull the ladder out And it's a pretty sturdy ladder, so once you get the ladder down, there's a Velcro strap that you can undo and pull the ladder up, attach it to the rim of the tent here, and then you're able to climb into the tent. The tent itself has a 3.5-inch memory foam mattress, a light fixture on the top, and additionally you have a 2-port USB charging station here. It could be used to charge phones or other devices that utilize a USB port. There's a fan as well that can be utilized. Doesn't give out a lot of air, but it's better than nothing, especially on a hot day.